we are officially live with the first ever Swishful Thinking podcast.
Yes, we are.
We're a man down with AJ pulling the sickie, but
I'm still wearing his headphones.
they're not even on, mate. Anyway, yeah, AJ's not here. He pulled out last minute, pause, but
Yeah,
we'll handle it from here on. I think the first thing we need to say is congrats to us for actually making this happen, because we've been talking about this for what? Probably as long as it took the Essex Leopards to win a game this year, so it's been a while. But here we are, we've made it. Shout out to LVC and Orlan on that one.
I'm like helping them out big time.
Yeah,
Big
big signing. Swooping in there like the Chancellor with the red briefcase with cash in it. Anyway.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Alright, so what we'll do is we'll have a monthly podcast on everything British basketball related. Sort of like, you know, off-topic, raw, not as censored. And I just realised we haven't even introduced ourselves, so...
Sorry, man.
Go on, you can...
Okay, do you want to go first?
Go on.
Alright, man. Appreciate that. This guy is so polite. My name's Mohammed. And my name's Mohammed.
It's the Hooper's voice. Give yourself some credit. Yeah, and I'm Lucas. Right. So for the first topic, I guess the reason why we started this podcast is because, like, from my perspective, and you can add yours, but I randomly thought of a thing like a year ago, and I tweeted it saying, British basketball is such a small circle that you just can't say anything because people get too offended, and you got a bit of traction from like players, coaches, or whatever. Even the GOAT Sam Netta with Hoopsfix.
GOAT, he's the GOAT. He's actually the GOAT.
Yeah, he mentioned it. So I just thought, you know what, let's just try it. And for me, it's like, I guess the risk in a way is people taking what you're saying the wrong way. But I feel like we live in a world where if something needs to be said, it's got to be said. Especially like if you're talking BBL, that's a professional league. So in my eyes, it's no different to us speaking about the NBA.
It's true. But you know what it is? I think because everyone knows each other, they don't see it as criticism.
True.
They just see it as like an attack on themselves.
Yeah.
Especially because we're friends with a lot of guys that are in the league.
Mm.
So if, like, I've said some stuff about them before.
Yeah.
And then they've, like, hit me WhatsApp, phone calls, and they think it's an attack on them. Like,
yeah.
If I played in the BBL and I had some dead game, or even if there was in the NBA and they had a dead game, for example, it wouldn't be just me and you tweeting. It'd be like the ESPN, a million fans, like all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
You're gonna play pro sports. There's other things that come with it.
Yeah, I hear that. Actually, my personal story, like it's an interesting one. So, like first of all, I'm gonna say is that if anyone's made a living from playing basketball, like I take my hat off to them. It's do you know what I mean? It's something that
It's an impressive feat.
yeah, I've not been able to do. A lot of people don't get to do. So, let's just keep that packaged up because that's got nothing to do with like you know what I'm about to say. But basically, a year ago or so, I was watching GB playing in Eurobasket, and I tweeted about a player. Shout out to Ben Watford. And I think what it was is like when you get to Eurobasket, you're not just Ben from the BBL or from Spain. You're now Ben, the Eurobasket player that's playing on the same level playing field as I don't know who was playing that year, Boris Diaw, Teodosic, whatever. So I tweeted when they played Serbia, and I was like, Ben shouldn't be near this team, and I just tweeted. But it's the same stuff I've been saying about other players. So I didn't tag him in it or anything. That was on Twitter, and I kid you not, like 15 minutes after the game finished, I got a message on Facebook from Ben Watford saying like something along the lines of, "Don't give up your day job."
Don't give up your day job.
If all you're gonna do is hate on Twitter, then do your thing, and I'm just like, hold on a minute. That's like, I mean, I've crossed paths with him before, but it wasn't like, I wouldn't say obviously we're not friends or whatever.
No,
But
of course.
in my head, it was like, how can you be so I guess sensitive to like people saying stuff that essentially you're searching your name on social media after a game. It's like you're expecting to find bad stuff about yourself. Do you know what I mean? And my whole thing is like, as I said before, at that level, you're subject to any criticism that
100%,
people
especially at
think.
Eurobasket.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, especially at Eurobasket.
So, and it wasn't like it's not like I would say, oh, Ben can't play basketball, because I wasn't saying that. Like, he's obviously made a living playing, which I respect. I just felt in that sort of predicament, my tweet was valid. So, and I put it on my thing afterwards because, you know, he was like, yeah, don't give up your day job. I'm like, hold on a minute, like, what? That's
how you know it touched you.
yeah, like,
Because you tweeted it and
yeah,
it came to your face.
that's what I'm saying. Why'd you have to say that?
That was funny, man. That's actually hilarious.
But yeah, it's just instances like that made me feel like people are just really sensitive, man. Even Martel said it. Martel Macklemore from Thames Valley said that sometimes in training sessions people have to like tell him to like dial it down because he's knocking confidence, which is like
that's crazy. That happens in a lot of places.
that's wild.
That happens at a lot of teams. Like some guys can't take being spoken to a certain way.
I don't know, man. This whole like being competitive, I think sometimes brings out, I guess, the best and worst in people. So
Do you think you can be over competitive?
To be fair, that's like very subjective because like to me, Patrick Beverley's too much, but for some people he's everything.
What about him and obviously he's British basketball? Like him and Draymond are too much for you. I'm assuming you're putting them in the same place.
I'll probably say Beverley's is worse than Draymond Green, but like I say to someone else, that might be like the best example.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Player.
A lot of people love that kind of stuff. A lot of people don't.
So
yeah,
it's just
very
interesting.
subjective.
Yeah, it's how people, I guess, how people perceive it. So yeah, that was the whole reason for like starting this. Just people being a bit touchy, and I feel like let's talk about it. Like,
Yeah, and plus like whenever teams are doing bad, no one speaks about it. Like when I started the Hoopers Voice, I think the first year I started watching BBL properly, because before that I only watched it when my boys played. But then when I started doing Hoopers Voice stuff, I started watching it properly. And it was last year, and Worcester were arse.
They were
arse. Like now they're pretty good. They had a big glow up.
Yeah.
But they were arse. And like you'd say things, and I had a friend that played for them as well, but they were arse. Like there's nothing you can do about it. But everyone was just like up in arms about stuff you say about them, and I'm just like, what's wrong with saying it?
Thing is, it's easy to tweet and say stuff when things are going well. It's very difficult when
100%.
it's the same thing. Like, you know, when players play a game and they do well, they have let's say 20 points, 5 assists, and a win. You always see the tweets like, "Yeah, good team win, guys. Loving it today." And then it's like you go on a losing streak and you average 7 points a game, and then it's like your Twitter feed's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And then the other side of it is like when people lose a game and then they go to Twitter afterwards, and you know how teams tweet live stuff during the game. They'd retweet like, "Oh, 3-point shot made by Mo," and I'm like, "Why are you retweeting that when you've just lost by 25?"
Or that one kid you told me about. I don't know his name. Please forget his name. You know what I'm talking about? The kid who was like, he was on a rubbish team. I don't know if it was under 18s or I don't know, but he was pretty young. He was like, he wasn't 20 yet. And he was like dropping like 30 or 40, and he's saying like #FreeMe in his tweets. Kids, was he losing the games or was he winning the games? I don't remember the exact story. You can tell it better than me. You can tell it better than me. But there was this kid that he told me about.
I forget his name.
And he kept like tweeting "Free me."
Yeah.
Because he dropped all these points.
He plays for Ipswich D2.
Okay.
To be fair to him though, he's putting up some serious numbers. But I just found it funny, like, I think he had a crazy game, and he was like #FreeMe. I'm like, mate, like, free yourself. Like, what does that even mean? And to be fair, like, if you're on this team and he's saying free me, like, how does that make you feel? You're like, oh man, we're just letting the team down. But yeah, he's been Jake. Yeah, he's been playing well, man. And to be fair to him, like, even after I said it, I think people retweeted that obviously follow me and him, and he didn't even like bite on it or anything. He just sort of like kept it moving, which I.
Yeah, some guys are good at it. Some guys, like, especially this, like some guys at Essex.
Yeah.
That like I was obviously grinning the team because they were playing like us, like
Yeah.
until recent, and like one of the players on the team laughed about it because there's like he was dropping big numbers, but he's like, yeah, we're losing games,
Yeah.
so roast us.
Yeah, for sure. Just interesting, man. I think even like, if I remember correctly, there was the thing with Adam Thosby and the England team in Australia when they played in the Commonwealth Games. I think it was something along the lines of he did an interview where he said basically that level was the highest some of the players have played. So like basically, you know, if we're not winning games, you know, like the stage is a bit bigger than it's been, and I think a lot of people got really offended, and I wasn't really sure
why they got offended.
Yeah, pretty much, and even to the point where I think he played for Worcester that following year, and
Yeah, he did.
people were on his back.
They were
from
They
that
were on his
comment.
back.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. Maybe he said it in the wrong way, but it's factual. Like if you're, you know, it's obviously a high level in the BBL.
It's true, and a lot of the players that were playing that year were in the BBL.
International tournaments. That's obviously a high caliber of competition. So even that, like, I just found really strange, and it goes back to this whole thing about being people too
sensitive.
People being a bit too touchy and stuff.
Hypersensitive, actually.
So yeah, and even like, what did you say the other day about Surrey University?
Oh, some guy that actually, I think he played for them, or I think he played. I don't know, because at my last year uni, I played against them, and that's why I met him. So they had a game this year, and they got, I can't remember the score.
It was bad.
It was like 120 points or something crazy.
Yeah,
They only scored 20
50.
points in 40 minutes. Something crazy. Anyway, so some kid that goes to the uni sent me the thing, and then I put it out, and like everyone was like, "Hit me up, this bad. Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, "They lost though, so why are you angry
They
at me?"
didn't lose. They got
whooped.
annihilated.
I don't know the exact score. Let's call it 120 to 20 or something crazy
yeah.
like that. But it was from Kingston University. Shout out David. David did a great coaching job.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you do a great coaching job if you beat a team by 120 to 20?
I
I
mean,
don't know.
essentially, I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, they're that bad.
Yeah, but even that, like, why? Do you know what I mean? It's just funny. Like, you do the same thing if an NBA team got blasted by
course you would.
50, 60 or whatever.
James Harden's a very strong man, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
He gets it every night. Like,
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
pause, he gets it every night. Like, he'll score 50. Everyone be like, "Right, he's shooting so much." Do you know what I mean? He'll score 7. Oh, he's ass. Like, he can't catch a break, but he don't cry about it.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think these guys that want to be pros, you know, and then the highest level they reach, because obviously being paid in basketball is an incredible thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never done it in my life. So it's a great thing. But if you're not at the top level, and the guys you look up to at like the toppest level, the highest levels in the world, can take it and deal with it and laugh at it, you shouldn't be so touchy about it.
I hear that. But yeah, you heard it here first. James Harden is a very hard man.
Wow. I said strong man. I said he gets it every night. That was the pause bit. I said pause before I said it at the start, though.
Yeah.
That was a big pause, man.
But yeah, I don't know. I think we should just try and change the culture, man. Just, you know, people will always have stuff to say, especially when, like you say, when things like that happen, or
Yeah, man.
when teams go on losing streaks, and it's never personal. Like, unless someone like comes for your neck, that's pause. That's like outside of basketball, nothing to do with the game or whatnot. Then yeah, it's obviously stepping the line, which is something I want to touch on as well. But I feel like the faster we can change that culture, I think the more engaging and sort of like the better the community will be.
I think some people tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that one. Like
the Hooper's voice.
nah, the ones that no one knows. What's that name? Wow, BBL Insider.
Oh, okay.
Yo, they tried.
Right. Yeah.
They tried. They got a lot of people upset, you know.
They
That
did.
was sick. They got like 100 followers in 20 minutes or something
what I'm saying.
crazy.
But
I miss them.
yeah. But that gives you the state that the
was
circle's
crazy.
in. If people feel like they have to make up all these stupid accounts and
Yeah. It's the
and
hype
talk
and
rubbish
stuff.
without
Exactly.
like behind essentially a profile, because they know that they'll get like roasted for it. That's how bad it is, and I don't think it should be like that. I feel like people should be able to say stuff that they want really. And I was just thinking back earlier as well. Like imagine like Sam Netter on Hoop Six.
Yeah.
Like
Shout out to Sam, man.
Yeah,
Without
big
him,
time.
none of this would be possible.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be sitting here doing this if it wasn't
Exactly.
for Sam.
this is like hypothetical, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had footage of people like getting dunked on or crossed up, but it'll be people that he's friends with, or people that have, I guess, an elevated status in
Well, you don't put it
British
out.
basketball. Yeah, and I like it'd be interesting to hear from him if he's ever thought of that before putting something out, or mentioning people by name rather than being like so and so, like a defender
Oh,
gets
saying
crossed
defender.
up. Yeah, so like
That'd be pretty interesting for
yeah,
sure.
it's something I wanna find out from him, to be honest. But
Yeah, that is pretty interesting, actually.
but yeah, these anonymous accounts, they just sort of started and went really.
I highly doubt that he did that though.
Who?
I highly doubt that he would do that. But imagine if he's got like hella tape of the best
That's what I'm
players in the
saying, like-
country getting worked.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done that. I think he would have put it out. But
Yeah, I hope so. Like like I said, I'm just being strictly hypothetical.
Mm.
Like I'm just thinking that the way the culture is, and I guess the topic that we're debating. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's sort of been a barrier to like some of the stuff that people post or publish. So it'll be interesting to find out.
it's some people's barrier.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people that do stuff that have accounts to do with basketball that don't post things because of their relationship with said individuals.
Right.
Which I think is a bit pants, but it is what it is. Because
It
if you're
is.
gonna, especially if you're a journalist, if you write, like if you're a journalist, for example,
Mm.
if you look at, obviously we're talking about basketball, so Stephen A. Smith,
Yeah.
he's friends with a bunch
A lot
of
of
players.
people.
But he has every weekday he has a show. He's got to grill someone that's some dumb
Yeah.
stuff all the
Yeah,
time.
it's true. Yeah,
But
man,
then again, obviously here we are very sensitive when it comes to that kind of stuff.
yeah. It's I think it was Orlan actually, Orlan Jackman that a lot of people don't know who he is. Yeah, shout out Orlan.
Shout
He
out to him, man.
he said it like he wouldn't mind criticism as long as it's, I guess, like fair and also like not crossing the, like you just said, like the insulting line. So like I think when the Royals folded or whatever, there was a lot of like end of the day like yeah it's funny at first with the memes and whatnot,
Mm.
but when people are essentially losing their jobs and I feel like that goes a little bit beyond just basketball. So I feel like if people were, I guess, talking about that stuff on a more personal level, then I don't think it's warranted. Which that's what he exactly.
Yeah, no,
said
like
as well.
he's got a valid point for sure. But I just think that's how Twitter works.
True.
Because the other day coronavirus came out, and there was nothing but Magic Johnson tweets
Yeah.
like all over the
that's
timeline.
true.
And
Yeah.
there was like tweets of Ebola being upset that coronavirus
That's true.
has more clout, that climate change is upset because
Yeah.
coronavirus. So I mean, it's Twitter. That's what Twitter is. Like everyone's just crazy dumb.
It's true. But yeah, maybe that's a question for, I guess, people listening to this. Like, is there like what's the line when it comes to?
Yeah, of course there is a line, especially
Yeah.
with that. That was pretty sad, man.
So
That was pretty sad
it'd be interesting to know. But
when they folded.
yeah, like
The owners are way, bro. You know the owner. Well, no one actually knows, but there's like people thinking that the owner, John Sawyer, I think that's his name. He took the BBL trophy. That's why they have to have a different one. At the finals, bro. I don't know if it's true in it. Whatever. I think it was Joe Pitch and shout out Joe. He's at the Chicago Bulls now.
that was big
That's
time.
a big time thing. That's that's huge.
Yeah.
But,
Pause.
Wow. What did But yeah, he must have tweeted like, "Oh, where's the glass one?" And
Yeah.
then everyone's like, "Oh, maybe he took it."
Yeah,
That's
John, mate.
crazy.
Shout out to you. You gotta keep the memorabilia. Do you know what I mean?
He's
Gotta hold on to it. But yeah, I guess like actually on the flip side of this whole thing, it's funny. On the flip side though, like with this whole being sensitive stuff, like
Yeah.
when Solon beat the Lions,
Mhm.
and like I remember I tweeted like memes and stuff or whatever. And to be fair, like, obviously I'm on Twitter. I follow like Justin and Joe.
yeah.
They didn't like say anything. They were just like cool with it, I guess. I mean, I don't know if they didn't in their group chat. They're like, look at this dickhead. Which they were obviously.
Nah, shout
allowed
out to
to
the
do it,
Lions,
but
man. Shout out to
Yeah,
the Lions,
I
man.
feel like there was just
Shout out to the Lions, man.
yeah.
They've been good sports for a long time. Like even when they played against like Big Baller Brand the 2 times
Yeah,
and they lost. Like I know I was talking like rubbish about it, and a bunch of other people were too, and I had
Yeah.
friends on the team,
yeah,
and they didn't feel kind of way about it
yeah,
because at the end of the day it's just sports.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. So look, everyone, be like the Lions.
Be like the Lions.
we'll have a good little community.
Don't be like Glasgow.
Yeah, but I guess though, yeah, like don't be like Glasgow. We'll get onto that. Yeah, so on the whole topic of just being sensitive, I feel like everyone should try and be more open when it comes to like criticizing things that deserve criticism, like we said before.
100%,
Like you're not just gonna go on tour and blast people for no reason,
Mm.
unless you want to. But that's just being silly. So maybe we can, I don't know, just try set a new, I guess, new way of life out in terms of that, and just let people be free and say what they want to say. Which is why I guess we're here as well. So if
Yeah, man, you gotta relax, man. If you're a bad game, so what?
that's what I'm saying. It's
You know
part
what I mean?
it's
If
all
you're
part of it.
losing, if you're losing like Essex, sorry man. If you're losing like Essex, just go sign some BBL players.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like look at Worcester did. They got trolled all last year.
Who did?
Worcester,
Yeah,
and now they won the cup. Like
it's true.
it's crazy.
That game was crap though. That was Worcester, Bristol, yeah.
That game was rubbish.
That game was dead.
That game was rubbish.
They should have quarantined that one, mate.
Nah, I went all the way to Birmingham to watch the game.
Yeah, that
Game wasn't. The girls' game was good though.
yeah,
Girls' games are always good, to be honest.
they are.
Shout out WBL.
Yeah.
The
But
girls'
that
games
game,
are always
like,
good.
when I watched it, I struggled to believe that was the best two teams that we had representing the
You know
league.
what? I feel like some guys didn't show up that usually do.
Yeah,
So
potentially.
maybe the lads are too big at the time. Who knows? But a lot of guys that, like, especially on the Bristol side, like a lot of guys that play well at Bristol,
Yeah.
that have been for most of the year, just didn't show up when it came to. The only guy that did show up was a guy that got MVP. He had some good numbers.
He did. He's a good player though.
He's a very good player.
Yeah.
He's a very good player.
But anyway, yeah, that was my take on that. I think that was an average game at best. Yeah, so just I guess before we move on to some other stuff, I think Courtney sent in a story, Courtney Van Beast. If you don't know, get to
Shout
know.
out Courtney.
Also, get to know his
His son.
son's Instagram.
Yes.
And go follow him and his little basketball
His
journey.
son is actually a hooper.
He is.
Essex, if you need help, you know who to sign. His son. No, I'm joking. Essex, he's playing well.
Get Courtney as well. He can.
Courtney can hoop, man.
Yeah, he can.
Courtney can hoop.
Yeah, so he said, I think when he was at Hemel, he was saying that, I guess the exact story was his coach, who was Robert Youngblood.
Mm.
Shout out to him. I think he called him sensitive, and Courtney said, "You're sensitive too." And then,
He said that.
yeah, I think that's what he said. Yeah, and he
That's
said
hilarious.
he didn't play for the rest of the year, so
No way.
that's how that went. Yeah.
Wow.
It was
Coaches
awkward.
be doing that though.
Courtney, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he said he like in practice he was just awkward, and I don't think he played. But
Damn.
that's the thing,
Free
like,
him. He should have been tweeting free me. That's what should have been tweeting free me. Should have been him.
it should have been him.
Give us free!
Wow. That's crazy.
But that just shows, isn't it? It's like people get touchy at, I guess, across the board, like players, teams, even on social media, where like people, like other teams tweet memes or whatnot. Like you get.
I like that stuff. Man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we need.
That's good, man.
You get the
They
whole.
never used to do that.
Yeah.
They never
it's
do
like,
that. Good job.
oh,
Shout out to them.
that's a bit much, isn't it? Oh, you always get that brigade, like
Yeah,
trying to
facts.
tone things down. No, mate. Let's just see some memes and let's laugh at people, and then we can move on. Yeah,
Because all publicity is good publicity.
yeah, exactly. Well, who's the most sensitive player in British basketball that you've played with,
That I've played with.
or you know of, or
Ah, man. I think now.
got answer, mate. That's why we're here.
Yeah, I know. I'm not even trying to not answer it. Who's the most sensitive? I can't actually think who the most sensitive, but I know who used to always have an issue with me. This is like years ago. Like under 18s. I was playing for London United for Jack. Shout out to Jack.
Shout out to Jack.
And Corey Callum, one of my
I
best
know Corey.
friends. Big model now. Follow him on Instagram. Our first year under 18s together, I wouldn't do certain things like when everyone's doing one thing, I'll do another thing.
Yeah.
And then,
Or like a basketball court, like playing wise, or
no, not like warm up.
okay.
Like warm ups. Like I might want to stretch when they're doing layups
Yeah.
or something like that.
He
and,
does what he wants.
He's and then he just like always had an issue with it, or like we'll be playing like scrimmaging with a team and we'll trash talk, but Corey wouldn't like let it go off the basketball.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it'll be like after he won't talk to you on the bus ride home.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff like, and we laugh about it now anyway. Like he knows, so it's not surprising if he hears us. But yeah, it's hilarious. I remember one time he blocked someone on BBM. That's how old it was. BBM. days. He blocked someone on BBM after some hard foul or something.
Yeah.
That was funny, man. What about you?
Most sensitive. This is going back in the vaults as well. Daryl Bethune was a pretty sensitive guy. Do you know Daryl?
No.
You don't know Daryl? Some people know Daryl. Courtney would definitely know Daryl. Daryl could play though. He was very good, but he was definitely an emotional guy. Like whether you're playing with or against him. Who else? I think Bodie's quite sensitive.
Bodie's sensitive.
Bodie's my guy though. Like
I played with him. He's sensitive.
I think. Well, we played together, and maybe when he was younger, we played together in school and stuff at Barking Abbey. Yeah, he was a bit. He wears his heart in his sleeve, innit? So
I hear you.
yeah, he's. But Bodie is my guy, man. We put in some good work in the summer. I saw him getting ready for the season, and it shows this year. He's played really well. So obviously, unfortunate that the season's now finished, but yeah, man, he's been able to play consistently good level for a couple of years now. So
yeah, he's been playing well for a while, man.
Yeah, it's impressive, man. It's impressive.
Very impressive. Especially what the minutes he plays.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I guess on the whole sensitivity thing, like I said before, let's just try and change the stigma. Do you know what I mean? The more people talk about stuff, the easier it'll get. So
100%. 100%.
So
100%. Like,
cool.
they should deal with it better. For example, Elvisi had like a really big game a week ago.
The other day, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what he said to me?
What?
He asked for all the tweets he was tweeting. He just messaged me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think they should do that. He was like, yeah, that's for all your tweets. I was talking to him. And then he was like, yeah, man, we were talking about his game, innit? And he was like, yeah, man, it's finally nice. He's like, that's for all the tweets that you were doing. I laughed just like you did. Because that's hilarious. Like,
You should have put it on Twitter, though.
that was funny, man.
Remember the Trae Young thing when he tweeted that picture and he was like, make sure the apology is as loud as the
Disrespect.
disrespect to her. Yeah, you should have put it out there, man.
That boy can play, man.
Shout out to him for getting a Haribo.
Yeah, man.
Other healthier snack options are available.
There are other healthier snack options available, guys.
But yeah, usually, like, I guess in the podcast we'll just cover like one topic. Because it's the first one and it's sort of just like an intro one, we want to touch on the whole sensitivity thing. But I guess with everything that's happened, like topical stuff, we might as well discuss like the BBL final that happened the other day, which I thought was a good game. And then
It was a very good game.
yeah,
And, disclaimer, you can be against the decision of them playing the game and enjoy the game.
honestly, people that tweeted,
That's dumb.
Stuff
You
like-
think you can't be against what they did and still enjoy the game?
yeah,
You're an
it's,
idiot.
It's two separate things, man. Like the organisation and the people that run the league have nothing to do with the actual
Players.
24 players that
Exactly.
play the game. Yeah.
We know the players.
But
We
yeah,
have no issue with them.
there was a few of them. There was like, oh, shout out to everyone that criticised the league but still watched the game. Yeah, well, what do
It was
you want?
Chucks, though. Let's be serious. We both know it was Chucks. It was my shout out Chucks, my guy. When I think we tweeted it.
Chuck Duru, funny guy. Like
He was gonna be in the podcast.
he,
Yeah, he was gonna
He
be the
was.
third guy.
we could have been grilling you, mate. But he made me laugh the other day when England basketball announced that they're cancelling the season, and he was like, "Oh, what's about the relegation?" It's like, get it in there, son. Pause. But they're safe now, and if they cut it off, then they're like third from
Yeah, they're chilling.
bottom, I think. Yeah, so
True.
they're easy. That was a big turnaround, man. A bit of obviously a fortunate one.
Look at Essex.
Blessing in disguise, yeah.
Oh yeah. Shout out recent Ola, man. Ola had some big games, boy.
We did.
Shit.
But
Made me I had a whole Goku edit just because of that game. That was
Yeah.
crazy. Well, games plural.
yeah. But no, the final was good, man. Like
The final was sick.
I
I don't know how Fletcher plays how he plays. Like
yeah.
at
Yeah,
that age, like
Even what was the other guy's name?
'cause he's been in the league for years, right?
Yeah, he's been at Newcastle for a while. Who's the other guard? They're like both the same size.
Glasgow.
Glasgow Junior.
That was
I think
funny,
it
you know.
was, yeah.
Glasgow playing in
I was
Glasgow.
like, hold on.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But they went in, but I guess like I was thinking, well, I guess for yourself, like what's more what was more impressive? Newcastle winning with essentially 6 players, or
Solon going to overtime.
Solon, getting all the way to the final from being an NBL
I think
team.
Solon going to the final was incredible.
Mm.
I didn't think they was gonna win.
No?
Nah, a lot of people thought they were gonna win. I didn't think they were gonna win, only because I think like the Defoe, Gettys, Fletcher, it's just a lot to deal
Been
with.
there, done that, really.
Yeah, it's normal to them. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I didn't think that Solon were gonna be like stunned by the lights at being at the final. Clearly, it wasn't, because they went to overtime, and it was a very close game.
Yeah.
I just thought, like me and Matthew were talking about NBA and
NBA.
Yeah.
Matthew Bryan and Manning.
yeah, but you gotta call it NBA though, man. But yeah, they're just too big. Pause. When you're with this guy, yeah, you can't say things without saying pause. Like, we be in a group chat and you can't say anything. He'll reply in like 3 seconds. Pause. You
Thing
can't
is, yeah,
say nothing.
You expect me to be a friend, but let you out into the world saying reckless stuff like that.
I'm gonna really let him have it. Show him my stuff. Give that man everything I got.
Pause.
Pause? Pause what?
You said something gay, so you gotta say no homo, or else you a homo.
Say it to the wrong people. And Blaine Freckleton knows about this, because I always see him tweeting about my tail. Telling him with the not pausing the pausable statements.
Okay.
It's a real world out there, you know.
Nah, do you know who's the worst at it? Junior. Shout out Junior, man. Don't know if you know him, Junior Jack.
Do you know who?
Junior Jack. You might not know him.
Probably
He's
not.
like, he's been pausing since
He said he's been
2010. He taught me pause.
He's the original pause man.
Yeah,
Okay,
literally.
cool. Yeah, so you were saying that essentially you think Solon getting there was more impressive than.
Oh yeah, I didn't even answer that, didn't I? Yeah, I think Solon getting there was more impressive, but in the fashion that Newcastle won, with like playing with what 5, 6 guys.
In overtime.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That they did that.
Yeah. To be honest, like, I don't know where. Like, for me,
I actually can't pick one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
what's that?
I think it's both impressive.
That's what I was gonna say.
Can't pick.
When you get the context, I think had Solon won, we'd have been speaking about that for a while.
Yeah.
That'd have been crazy. But for me, I think if I had to choose, I'd probably say Newcastle winning, because, like I say, it's not easy to win a game in overtime with 6 players playing against a team as good as Solon.
Yeah,
Let's not joke. They beat a lot of BBL teams.
Very good team. Twisted, but they got a lot of balls.
Yeah, and purely because I think, did Solon play Worthing in one of the stages as well, in the quarterfinal or semi-final? Yeah, so I think, like, not that discredited them, but I think the fact there was another NBL team, which Solon's like miles ahead of everyone in the NBL anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think,
Incredible, man.
I think for that, I'm not discrediting what they did, but I'll just take Newcastle for coming through in the end, basically.
And in the fashion they did it as well. But shout out to Solon though, because like these guys are having big performances like Fletcher, Gettys, Defoe,
Elliot,
and these guys are just staying there.
yeah,
Solon just stayed there the whole time.
they did.
They stayed and they came back. Even the way they went to overtime was amazing.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
My boy.
That game was incredible. That was one of the best games I watched.
yeah.
Everybody
And
basketball.
but like going back to the earlier point about the event being on, like it wasn't, the arena wasn't full,
Nah, it wasn't.
so we weren't the only ones that were criticising the
Apparently a lot
BBL.
of people cancelled as well.
Yeah, exactly. So
Now the BBL has suspended the season,
yeah,
but
and
I do suspect them.
I'm sure they'll come back.
You think so? I don't think they'll come back this year, no?
I think I reckon they'll try to for
I think they should try. Of course.
financial.
But I just don't think. I don't think
reasons.
it's possible.
But we'll see, man. There's a lot of talk about sports being played behind closed doors and stuff, so we'll have to see, I guess.
Imagine. That's jokes.
But yeah, it'd be nice to like get, I guess, the outright champion in the BBL.
Yeah, or every BBL team can plead their case,
Like Glasgow.
like Glasgow has today, as to why they should be the actual winner of, say, the league or the playoffs. You know, hashtag win rate, because they said they have an 85% win rate.
Oh, is that what it said? I didn't read the statement.
I think it's 85. I don't know off by heart, but you know what's crazy about the statement? It starts off like proper sincere, like, oh yeah, we agree for the safety of players that, you know, the league should be suspended or, you know, end. until next season
Yeah.
for the health of everyone. Last paragraph, yeah, and we should win because last paragraph was like, yeah, we should win because of blah 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 blah.
Listen,
Like,
man,
and shout out all the other BBL teams just roasting them, saying,
Yeah.
yeah,
you gotta be your own biggest fan.
that's crazy,
So,
man.
Glasgow are, yeah.
Shout out to Glasgow, man.
I
That's a
hear
lot of
you. I
balls
don't
to
agree
do
with it, but I hear you. To be fair, that'll be the same thing in football. Like whether Liverpool are going to win the league or not. Anyway, let's not talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
crap
I was
sports
watching
in this
that
podcast. So yeah, I think, like I said, the game was good. I
It was
thoroughly
sick.
enjoyed it.
Shout out to Elliot as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know. I think only
I
players
didn't
knew.
know.
I think players knew.
Mm.
I don't think people outside.
Yeah, because I remember playing against him in like
I don't
juniors.
think- yeah,
and
he's been
even-
cold. He's been
yeah.
cold for years, but I don't think people outside of basketball knew how cold he was
Yeah,
until watching that.
a very good player. A lot of them should be playing at a high level, obviously.
100%.
Him, the guard,
Ian Smith.
Ian Smith, yeah.
Ian Smith, yeah, he can play. Obviously, the rest of the team too.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this whole stuff. Right, hold on. We're almost at the end, I guess. So we'll do a little segment, I guess, at the end of every episode. Well, if AJ was here, then all three of us would get involved.
Yeah, if AJ was here,
Yeah, shout out to AJ.
shout out to AJ.
Also, shout out to Mo for being 15 minutes late today, but we'll
Wow.
talk about that.
Wow.
Anyway,
We have no real friends in life, people.
yeah. So we'll do like a little segment called, well, it's very original, the real MVP, where we essentially award someone or something for, you know, doing well, I guess, and then we haven't really come up with a name for the opposite of that. So we'll just say something that we're throwing in the bin, which
I like in the bin still.
yeah, in the
It's
bin's
like
good,
a
man.
catchphrase, man.
Yeah, it's
It's a catchphrase, man.
but there's a radio host that uses it, so I think obviously when we go global, we'll have to
Change
yeah,
it.
we'll have to change it.
Or just call the man them and
Yeah,
sign some rights.
exactly. But I think for the first episode, there's been obviously a few things that have happened over the last month. We're allowed to pick more than one thing each for the real MVP and the bin talk. So
Yeah.
I'll let you go
First
first.
real MVP. Gonna give to Newcastle, obviously,
Okay.
for winning the trophy final. Second MVP, I'm gonna give to the Riders women for winning their trophy final.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty
Decent.
decent. Yeah, pretty decent picks.
All right. For my MVP,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to the GB women's team. Not just for this summer, but obviously for
Oh, this guy's a smart guy. He didn't say we can go like back in time. You're a legend. See, he set us up.
they played like a month ago.
This PR game is different.
Anyway, the GB women's team.
Shout out to
And-
GB Women's.
yeah, and the
You lot
journey.
incredible.
The journey they've been on, obviously a very inspiring one. Similar like circumstances, you know, against the odds, and to come, you know, literally like what, a possession away from making
Yeah,
it
literally.
Olympic Games with everything they've been through, I think is terrific. So I really hope we can get one of them on one of these little shows, because I'd really like to get an insight into their journey really over the last couple of years, because they've been like, those were the games the other day were like the first couple of basketball games I've watched where like, afterwards I like generally felt like upset when like after they lost.
Oh, their
Yeah,
game, yeah.
I was like that.
yeah.
It
That
like
was
proper,
sad,
like,
man. That was sad, man.
affected my mood for like a day or so. So yeah, shout out to them. And my second MVP goes to my guy. I don't even know him. I know his dad though. Cameron Hildreth.
Killer Cam.
Killer Cam.
Killer Cam.
You can have the MVP
Mate.
for
Killer
your
Cam.
performances at ANGT. You know, helping out my former Barking Abbey boys.
Abbey Nation, yeah.
Was that Abbey Nation, mate?
Is that like
Hashtag.
gang signs for it? Is that gang signs for Abbey Nation?
Nah, I wasn't there for the gang signs.
No, I'm saying, is there like
Oh,
anything?
potentially, but you
secret
got
handshakes?
you
No,
got
I ain't trying to jump in. I didn't go.
you got to ask the kids, mate. I was in that was before my time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he was. I was actually
Shout out James Veer.
impressed. Shout out James Veer. Yeah, Cameron impressed me, man. He's the real deal. So that's
He's
my
he's
two
He's a really good player, man.
real MVPs.
That
Shouldn't
kid,
do your
that kid is cold.
that guy is.
Oh, AJ's MVP is
Oh, yeah.
Solent. Solent, because of their incredible season this year.
Yeah,
So shout out to Solent.
which is very very fair. and I'm guessing he would have got better because they would have won the league.
Oh yeah. But even though they went to the finals, it's still a big
Yeah.
deal.
But yeah, incredible year. All right, who you throwing in the bin?
I'm throwing Glasgow in the bin. Glasgow rocks. I literally was.
Just the whole city, mate. Fucking shithole.
Nah, Glasgow's going in the bin, man. That was pathetic, man. I'm not gonna lie. And they're a good organisation as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that shit is perfect. I don't know who came up with that. I don't know who thought. Do you know what's mad? More than one person thought it was a good idea. Because more than one person has to say that okay for you to.
Yeah.
Like the social media guy must have came up with it, or maybe somebody
Yeah.
else. But at least 3 people must have been like, okay, cool, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
You fucking knobheads. What the hell? Who would do that? Hey guys, yeah, I think we should win because winning percentage. What?
Yeah, man.
That's crazy, man.
You gotta blow your own trumpet, mate. Pause. But sometimes that's all that's left to do. So, yeah.
What's going in the bin for you? Or who's going in the bin for you?
What's going in the bin for me? There's a few things going in the bin actually.
What is going on?
All right. First of all, I'm gonna throw Basketball England in the bin. Because when Barking Abbey went to the tournament, they got fined for.
Yes, they did.
I'm guessing missing their fixtures. So yeah, they can go in the bin for that. I mean,
Yeah,
I reckon
should
what
go
they
in the
should have
bin
done
for
was given them some PR coverage after
100%.
finishing 5th in one of the most prestigious European
that. And having one of
junior
the players
tournaments.
in the
Exactly.
All-Star 5.
Exactly.
Killer Cam.
But no, instead we're fining them for
Yeah, that's pathetic.
missing
That's pathetic, man.
playing league games. But yeah, so Basketball England, bin. And the second thing I'm throwing in the bin is actually a collective. The Scorchers. It's not funny. The Scorchers.
No, it's just I didn't know you had like. Just go ahead.
Stats. Come on, man. This is me, mate.
I don't know.
I don't mess about, Mo.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So during the London Lions, Scorchers game, which was what about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. The officiating crew, or the referees, Keith Williams, and the other two guys. It could be a lady as well.
He has the name.
Yeah. Keith Williams, R. Hickman, and I. Atkins. It might be Ian, you know. I think I know Ian Atkins.
You
Might
have
be.
their names.
Anyway, yeah, these lot called 30 fouls in the first half. So
That's just efficiency.
that is binning of the highest kind, mate. You need to. But I saw someone's tweet actually. I forget the guy's name. He's an avid Royals fan, and I think now he goes to the Scorchers game.
Oh,
I
I know what you're talking about.
forget his name.
He's a good sport, though.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
But I can see his profile picture on Twitter. But yeah,
Yeah, I know
he
exactly
said
what
like,
you
oh
mean,
yeah, it's the only game on being streamed live that day, so the referees were kind of making themselves the centre of attention, which
Some refs do that.
wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, the three of you, get in the bin, mate. The lot of yous.
Funny thing is, you actually have that's why I laughed, because their names are actually on.
Yeah, mate.
The
Names,
laptop.
stats, everything.
That's hilarious, man.
So, yeah.
Oh, AJ
I've-
is throwing Boris Johnson in the bin.
obviously.
He's not here to explain it. I don't want to assume why he's throwing him in the bin.
I feel like people can guess.
I
why.
think you guys, yeah, exactly. I think you guys can guess solely due to the way he's attacking this whole Corona thing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Obviously, we're a multifaceted podcast. We cover a range
Yeah.
of topics.
politics.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
Football.
Boris, mate. AJ said get in the bin. Actually, there was that video of him making a free throw ages ago.
What, Boris?
Yeah, outside Tower Hill.
For youth games, isn't it?
There was like some promo thing. And
I
you,
think
like,
it was for
threw
youth
behind
games. Yeah, I
his
think it was
head,
for youth games. I think it was for youth games.
So maybe AJ's talking about that really. But yeah, Boris may get in the bin. Yeah, so I think that's sort of us done for today. And like I said, it's our first episode. I know you've done some podcasts before.
Yeah.
This is my first time speaking in front of a camera.
It's gonna
in
get
front of a
better.
microphone.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
get better.
So,
First time I was late, so it was rushed.
Yeah.
It's partly my fault.
well, it's all
You
your
know.
fault. But yeah, if it's a bit choppy, like bear with us. But yeah, we do hope to like bring you some decent content.
And obviously, if you're a guest, come in here, bring snacks.
What's that, mate? Got fucking fried banana in here. You know?
Plantain chips, man.
Yeah, plantain.
Is it plantain or plantain? What do you call it? I call it plantain.
My wife's family call it plantain.
Yeah.
So I'm sticking to that.
Some people call it plantain.
Yeah.
And I ask you this question: do you pronounce mountain?
Ooh. I'm telling you, this podcast, mate.
Yeah, we're deep.
I can pause.
We're deep.
Mind. Right, listen. All I'm saying is, yeah, obviously we'll
You're not safe around Lucas, bro. I'm telling you,
it'll
man.
get better over time. We'll try and touch on some of the topics that need to be discussed, and actually, we'll try to do we are doing a monthly show.
Yes,
if it
we are.
gets more interest, I guess
We might do
we
it
can
every
try to do
2
that.
weeks.
Yeah, bi-weekly or whatnot. But for now, we're sticking to the month. And actually, for the next episode in April, we've got a special guest coming in. I don't think we should give it away just yet.
No, we shouldn't. But I'll give you a clue though.
Mm.
We asked his name today.
Oh yeah, we did.
He did say his name
We
today.
said a lot of names.
So guess.
Yeah, but
If you guess the right one,
you can get
AJ will transfer you £200.
you can get some fried banana delivered to you. Anyway, yeah, a very respected individual in the basketball circle.
Great guy.
They're a great guy, and I think it'll be a very interesting conversation. I guess we can reveal the topic, maybe.
No, you don't need to. Don't need to.
Yeah, maybe we can put out some clues on Twitter before it happens. But essentially, we'll be discussing. Actually, we've got a guest whose name we said, and the topic will be another area that we discussed today as well. So.
And he's a great conversation, like.
Great conversation.
But.
So yeah, we'll be back in April. With
Unless we go on lockdown.
unless we go on lockdown.
You know, and then it gets postponed,
But
like the
hopefully
PBR
not.
season.
Yeah, and
Okay.
everything else. Yeah, shout out to the work from home gang. Anyway,
Work from home.
yeah, I've been working from home,
Jeez.
playing golf every day, mate. Anyway,
You need to plug your golf channel.
nah, that's all right. I won't do that. Maybe next time.
You should.
Yeah, so we'll be back next month with a special guest, and we'll go from there. But in the meantime, stay swishful, guys.
Yes, stay swishful.
That's a bit crap, innit?
I mean, you know what? It's alright. It's our first one.
We'll
Do you know
work
what I
on it,
mean? We'll
yeah.
work on it. It's gonna
We'll
get
work on it.
better.
Well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed.
Stay swishful.
Follow us on Twitter at
Stay
swishful_BB.
Yes.
And then we'll plug the rest of the stuff and go from there. Toodles.